Yeah, I can imagine you're extremely disappointed following the defeat at home to Doncaster this afternoon.
Yeah, massively so. I think everything that we did well last week up at Barrow in terms of controlling possession, controlling field position, and backing it up with that tough physical D, we're miles off today. We've completed 100% that first half last week and 90% second half, and this week we make an error on set one of the game, and that sort of set the tone. We wanted to end our sets deep against them, make their big middles get back behind the ball, but we kept giving away silly penalties on tackles one, tackle two to help them relieve pressure on their line. And I think we completed around about 65% all the way through the game. And you can't build into a game to do that. You know, if you want to win a game, you've got to build into it. It's not going to be a quick fix. You've got to get into the arm wrestle, that set for set contest, and then once you do that and they start fatiguing defensively, then that's when the space comes. But that's what they did to us. Exactly what we did to Barrow last week in that first half.
Errors and lots of penalties given away. Do you think that kind of had to set the tone for obviously how you described the performance there?
Yeah, because when it stops start like that, and you're not putting any sort of field position on the opposition, and you're giving penalties away on tackle one, tackle two, then they're starting the set around about the halfway line, which then means that if they complete the set, they're ending the set on our goal line, and we're bringing the ball out of yardage, which is physically more draining than when you're playing a good ball. You know, so everything connects. Your defence connects to your attack, and your attack connects to your defence. And the better you defend, the better you attack, and vice versa.
Just on the performance today, how disappointed are you with obviously last week we got that great win in Barrow, and then we come up with a performance like that. So just how disappointed are you with the obviously the drop from what we had last week?
That's massively frustrating because when consistency breeds winning, and the more consistent you are in your performance, the more games that you win. And we're just at this moment in time, we're up and down with this. There's too much of a gap between our good performance and our bad performances. You know, we need to be as a minimum 7 out of 10 every week. But you know, when we're winning games, we're 8, 9 out of 10. When we're losing games, we're 3, 4 out of 10. We need to make sure that we even it out, and we know that we're not going to complete 100% every 40 minutes we play. That's just impossible to do that all the way through the season. And I think what we did last week really well, if we didn't complete a set, which weren't that many, or if Barrow got a repeat set, then we had that next job mentality, which was that we'll defend again, we'll just defend the next set. So if they conceded a penalty, we defended the next set. We didn't seem to have that same next job mentality today, and it was just too easy for Doncaster not only to get out of their own 20-30 metre area through penalties, but then we didn't back that up with the next set defensively to either force an error or restrict the metres.
More on a positive note, your captain Joel Farrell came off the bench to make his return after what feels 3 months out, and just how important obviously having his presence back in the squad is that going to hopefully try and help with the rest in the running.
Yeah, well, Joel's a leader. You know, you're better when Joel's out on the park. You know, and the energy that he brings, the physicality that he brings, is everything that you want in a player. You know, and he's going to be frustrated like everybody is.
As I say, now Batley next week, a trip on the road again. Just how do you pick up the players and obviously prepare for a tough game like that one?
Yeah, it's the importance of the game. You know, Batley are down there in and around us. You know, we need to start picking wins up. You know, the more wins we pick up against the teams around us, the better it's going to be for us. You know, so we've got to make sure that we dust ourselves down today, review it as we always will do, train well next week in the 3 sessions that we've got, and hopefully put in a performance next week that allows us to get that win.